Assalamu alaikum guys, so check it out. Right after that crazy coup in Russia, something interesting happened. Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, decided to pay a visit to Dagestan, which is a region in Russia with a majority of Muslims. Now get this, he actually went to this cool place called Duzama Mosque in Devon, and guess what? They presented him with a Quran. Putin was so pumped up about it, he made a point to say disrespecting the Quran is absolutely a crime. Yeah, pretty interesting, right?
Нет, мусульманская святыня. И для всех других тоже должна и является святыней. Мы знаем, что в других странах поступают иначе. Не уважают религиозные чувства людей. И еще говорят, что это не преступление. В нашей стране это преступление.
Islam happens to be the second major popular religion in Russia, no less. You've got a good chunk of the population, over 10% to be precise, who identify as Muslims. These folks include the Tatars, Bushka, Ashevas, and a bunch of others that mainly reside in the Volga and Ural regions, scattered across various parts of Siberia and the European side of Russia. And guess what? There are mostly Sunni Muslims, as the case may be. Now, here is an interesting bit. There is another group of Muslims in Russia hailing from the North Caucasus. They add an extra layer to the mix, These followers of Islam originally popped up in the 7th and 8th centuries when the Arab Caliphate was on its expansion spree. From the North Caucasus, Islam gradually spread along the Volga River, becoming the official religion of the Golden Heart, thus the Kazan and Astrakhan Khanates. And as time went on, it found its ways to the people of Siberia and the Urals. Back in the days of, the Russian Empire, Kazan was the Islamic hub, if you catch my drift. Now, let's talk about our main man, Putin. He ain't daft, you see. He knows full well that there is a sizable number of Russians who happen to be Muslims, and he understands the importance of showing them some respect. No denying that, mate. These billboards were spotted in Lebanon. The Russian leader's picture from Dagestan, clutching a Quran close to his heart or chest, were made into billboards and apparently have excited the people of Lebanon who hate him as a protector of religions. According to a report, Mohammed Nasruddin, the organizer of the action, head of the Roslevian Office for Russian-Lebanese Cooperation, the Russian president showed the world how religions should be treated against the backdrop of the current burning of Quran in Sweden.
If there is an insult against Prophet Muhammad, do you think this is about exercising your freedom of creativity? I don't think so. I think it's an infringement of the freedom of religion. This is also an insult to the sacred feelings of people who profess Islam.
You could recall that on June 28, the first day of the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Adha, a protest took place outside of Stockholm's main mosque in which a Quran was burned. Swedish police authorized the demonstration. Quite unfortunately, Prime Minister of Sweden said the permit was lawful but inappropriate.
It's part of that perpetual Islamophobia that just keeps growing and growing and growing, and I'm terrified to think where this is going to end.
Freedom of speech is very important, but I think burning a religious book, it's not freedom of speech. It's another thing, it's a provocation.
However, unlike the Swedish president during his stay in Devon, Putin commented on the incident in Sweden, stressing that disrespect for the Quran is a crime in Russia, unlike some other countries, adding that the country would adhere to these legislative rules at all times. You know what, folks, I reckon that precisely why the entire West seems to have a proper dislike for the Russian president's personality. It seems they can't quite grasp the idea that there is actually a white leader out there who genuinely respects and value the unique identities of other religions. It's like the corrupt media has demonized Islam and Putin's not having any of it. Now, let's be fair, Vladimir Putin may have his fair share of flaws, but he's been stepping up and showing the world how folks should be treated, how people should be treated. Just take a look at the Muslims who ventured to the Western world in search of better opportunity. They've paid a hefty price for that choice. Their kids are targeted for indoctrination, their religion is mocked, and their faith become the basis of the persecution. It's a downright shame if you ask me, mate. Inshallah, let's hope common sense prevails and other world leaders take a leaf out of Putin's book. He's setting an example as the president of the Russian Federation, and we could do with a few more like him, especially in the West and Europe. Alright guys, remember to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.